Hi, my name is Demi and I gave birth to my son at 28 weeks. As you know that this is something that happens to us, unfortunately it is not spoken about much, but here's my story. Breastfeeding journey. It was a little bit difficult in the beginning because obviously my body was in shock after having to be admitted and have an emergency surgery for fetal distress and low fetal movement. When I went into the surgery, it was a panic, and obviously I was in the hospital for 3 days and I couldn't see my son until I was okay to move around, and that was obviously the evening or the next day that I got to see him. During my time in the hospital, it took a while for my milk to come, so I was very stressed out about that, and I wasn't able to produce any milk for him just yet. So that was about 3 days that I couldn't produce any milk. Eventually, when I got discharged, my milk started to come along, but it was more of the colostrum, which was the best milk you can provide your baby with. I did freezer store my milk until I was able to give him the milk at that time. So what they do is they have a feeding tube down his mouth through his esophagus, and they started feeding him. I think when they started feeding him my breast milk, it was about 10 ml if I'm not mistaken, and then they gradually increased it, and they also took a Q-tip around his mouth to make sure that he is tasting my milk and he is familiar with his mom's milk. Okay, and that was a good thing for me because I was stressed out, because my sole purpose was to breastfeed my baby continuously without, not being able to breastfeed. So that was one of my biggest stresses. And then they gradually increased the amount of breastfeeding, and he was growing, and obviously expressing is stressful on your body. Going into the hospital to breastfeed is also stressful on your body. Nobody understands how much energy it takes out of you to breastfeed and to express. Like, you literally feel hungry and like drained, basically, because your milk, you're giving it to your son, and that's all your nutrients that you are giving to him. So while doing the video, I noticed a glare in my glasses, so I had to remove my glasses. So yes, so the breastfeeding journey was very hectic for me. It was tiring, time consuming, draining, because obviously you have to express every 2 to 3 hours in order to make your milk come out more, and you have to be at the hospital to feed your baby as well. I will say that it's not an easy journey, but I saw my son developing with my breast milk and the kangaroo care, and it just motivated me more to give him what he needs. As a first-time mother, you bring your child into the world in this situation, it can be very strenuous, and I'm just checking that he's okay because he's making noises. It can be very strenuous because you feel like your body has failed you, because you won't be able to carry your baby full term. But with the technology and the advanced equipment that the hospitals have these days, your child can make it through anything. And the most important thing is your breast milk, because the breast milk provides your kid with all the antibodies he needs to survive, and the nutrients and proteins and everything he needs to hang in and survive. So to all our mothers, it's not an easy journey. You can do this, and also know that your husband is a part of it as well. Like, when we got discharged, he wanted to feed, obviously, our son, and sometimes my milk was not enough. So I can only express 50 ml in each boob. And my son has increased his food intake, milk intake quite a bit. So when we got discharged, he was on 50 ml. Then over 3 or 4 days, he went up to 70 ml. And then within a week, he's on 120. And then the following week, he was on like 240 ml per feeding. So we had to put him on formula because I could not express as much as I thought I was able to in time to feed him and make sure he's not agitated and angry and stuff like that. So we decided to do mixed feeding, which I would put 50 ml of my breast milk and 1 scoop of formula together so that my husband can feed him as well. So that was helping. And now we've just continued with just formula, and I solely breastfeed him. So he will do 1 scoop of formula, feed our son, and then at nights I would breastfeed him. So that's how from the nights to the morning I would breastfeed him until my husband gets back from work, and then he would take over, and then we do the bottle feeding, and I would express and add my milk into the formula. So ladies, you're not alone in this journey. It is very, 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 very hard. It's emotionally strenuous. You beat yourself up a lot because you feel like you did something wrong. But unfortunately, it's just the way the world is right now, and our bodies are going through a lot of hormonal changes during pregnancy. So don't beat yourself up about it. I had to overcome that hurdle, and when I finally got him home, that's when I said, okay, I can do this, because you feel like the hospital has taken your rights of being a mother and taking care of your baby. But trust me, they are in the best hands possible, and the best thing that you can do is kangaroo care and your breast milk, and be there, sing to your child, motivate him as well, speak encouragement into your baby, tell them they got this, they can do this, they're listening to you, trust me. So yeah, this is my journey, and I'm happy to have my son home. He's 3 months now. So technically I was only supposed to give birth this month on the 22nd of August. So while he's at home with me, he's basically only 2 weeks old. Meantime, he's been in the NICU for almost 3 months. So he's basically 3 months old. So that's all another story for another day. But your breast milk is very important. And even if you can't give your own milk, find the right formula to supplement it for your child. And if that is not even an option, there is donor breast milk. People do offer breast milk to donate. So yeah, moms, you've got this. Don't give up. I know it's emotional. I know you're tired. I know it takes a lot out of you, but your baby needs you. Anyway, this is my story. Bye guys. He's crying now. I gotta go.